Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil. I just wanted to come on and talk briefly about a circumstance that me and some other parties dealt with in several states, but mainly the New Jersey state, where our civil rights complaints were not filed. Some of you have been asking me questions about that, and I wanted to make sure I was clear on the civil rights complaints that we filed. The civil rights complaints were involving the Judiciary Department in the state of New Jersey. So in other words, our claims or allegations were about how the conduct was done in the court system of New Jersey from our experiences. Me and some other parties started filing things that we saw that was civil rights violations, we believed, in discriminating towards us in regard to certain matters. We filed those claims or started to file those claims in 2017. We renewed the claims at a later date because we never got a response. Nonetheless, as time and things went along, things unfortunately got worse, and we still continued to file it. We then sent the package that we had. I know I sent my package to my local senator, the state senator. And in the office, there was 2 senators state. One responded, and one said that they would be the liaison to carry the package on to the next place, not carry it on, but send it on. Nonetheless, I believe that was going to happen. And then somewhere along the line, no response still was not coming. Then I went back to that local senator's office and was told by the manager there that if she carried on or passed my package on, it was like helping my case. So I didn't understand how her being a liaison and making sure the Judiciary Department got the civil rights complaint would be helping my case, because we're just making sure the proper people have it so that it can be processed. Nonetheless, it appeared to me that this was nothing more than another deep problem, unfortunately, we have in our state regarding people who try to follow through with civil rights complaints such as these in the judiciary. Unfortunately, as everybody knows, a lot of cases and problems go deeper than what we see. There's different levels of the deepness, and they do appear to be coming forth, and people are doing what they call, I'll say, indirect whistleblowing. Unfortunately for us, we never got our process or claims processed. I didn't get mine processed. Some other parties I asked, they didn't get theirs either. And we're still kind of waiting in limbo. There is an African-American man that's in charge of this office. It's called the AOC, the Administrative Office of the Courts. That's where you have to apply. We applied there, both in the Trenton and the New York department, asking them to look at some allegations we had on conduct with the court system on how our cases were treated, not the outcome of the case, but the actual judiciary portion of it. Nonetheless, we went to the Judiciary Department seeking to get what we needed to get done. And as I said earlier, there were some concerns and problems. So I know some of you were asking me about that. So our civil rights complaints were not complete. They were filed and not received, or received and not processed. We mailed them on our own several times. And then we sought to get the senators' support and help in just being a liaison. That didn't still help. So unfortunately, if you find yourself in these situations, the best thing to do is to make sure you send the information with what they call the registered receipt or something, so you have some proof, which we have plenty of. And then also see if your local state senator will help you. Some states are very good in helping their constituents and not feeling like that I'm going to help you with your case because I'm giving somebody your package. One has nothing to do with the other. If you're sending a package to somebody or being a liaison, that's all you're being. The package itself still has to have merit, but apparently it did. So nonetheless, try to talk to your Attorney General's office and get the package in, and or your Department of Justice. So that's the remedy I would go. And then of course you can talk to an attorney, a good, credible attorney who will probably give you some advice regarding to your case, depending on what's the circumstance. Because I know with the criminal, there's more situations that are loops they have to do in regard to processing your information. But clearly, if you just want to get your application processed, then you can simply send it to where it needs to be. And if for some reason, if they're not processing it, not responding to you, then you need to use the other steps. There is some other tools in the toolbox with the administrative offices. I mean, you can file a complaint, obviously, against administrative offices of your state with the other, I think it's called other administrative judges. It's an administrative judge type persons or group in every state. So look and see if there's something, and these are dealing with agencies to agencies. That's what I'm trying to get to. So in most cases, in most states, if there is a concern with an agency, you can file something against that agency. And I know the Attorney General is one place to go, Department of Justice, but also see if there's something locally within your state where you can file something against another administration of your state in regard to the problem. But the whole moral to the story is, if your case has merit, it has merit. And I feel that that was the reason why we went through what we went through, particularly in my case and some others, is because the case had merit and they didn't want to process it. So I just thank God for all of you that's listening. I know I didn't want to make the video too long, this taping too long, but wanted to give you some input on how to better serve yourself when you find your civil rights complaint. Can you imagine what is this world has come to? And you got African-American people right in charge of these same things, ain't doing nothing. So, and as a matter of fact, they're probably part of the problem. So we had that situation with us. I know I had it. And unfortunately, we're still in that situation where nothing is taking place. The state senator hasn't done anything and they just have not responded. So we get it, that there's a lot of deep corruption and stuff that's going on. And we're hoping that the powers that be, the ones who know about what's happening, will fix the problem and try to fix the corruption that's not just going on with our case, but many cases across the state of New Jersey and other states. So thank you all for listening. Be encouraged, walk your walk, talk your talk. You know, the rule of law will always win. You can be encouraged, do what you got to do, take one day at a time, and just be grateful that there are times when things become opportunities for you to try to make whatever you're in better. So look at it like that, and don't get bitter, but get better in terms of what you're trying to do to help you help yourself. So I just wanted to come on and talk about civil rights complaints. Can you imagine civil rights complaints not being processed in some states, such as New Jersey? They ain't processing them. They ain't processing ours, only certain people. Imagine that. And when you send it to return receipt, just completely ignores it. When you send it to the person that's in charge, a black judge, they ain't doing nothing. Don't mean nothing, honey. So I just wanted you all to know that you might have to go around and have the system, make the system better, work the work while it's still day, so to speak, so that you can help the next generation that's coming know how to bring about a change and not be a part of the problem. So thank you all so much. And we look forward to talking to you again on Keeping It Real with Dr. Lil.